Good morning, Operations Manager Stewart, Kreltszheim, CFA Region 23, and welcome to the October/November YouTube report. I apologise for the delay. Firstly, a bit of a change in the backdrop. What I hope to do was share with you my beautiful view of the King River. However, the glare meant you couldn't see me, and we can't have that. Firstly, a bit of an update from the Bureau on the year. No surprises, less than average rainfall, lowest on record across much of the year, especially September and October. To give you an example, Victoria as a whole have received less than 80% of its average rainfall in the last 3 years, in particular 6 months. Temperatures at the start of the year were higher. Recently they've been on average a bit lower, especially at night. But for November to January we could expect a 65 to 70% chance of higher than average temperatures across the northeast. That will result in particularly dry and warmer conditions across the northeast part of Victoria, potential for an early grass fire season, increased potential for higher rates of spread due to higher and erratic winds across the patch, and obviously there's an increased reduction in the availability of groundwater across the whole northeast area. So what have we done? Obviously fire danger period came in on the 10th of November. It was an early call. We have some water supply strategies in place, so on days of high fire danger we'll have water tankers on standby, and also deploying additional tankers to hit fires hard. Additional aircraft will be on across the state. Today, the 19th of November, I put Helijack 332 on 15-minute standby at Benalla. We'll talk about aircraft a bit later. We have some additional heavy equipment in relation to bulldozers and graders available from municipalities and private contractors, and we've got a water replacement strategy in place to replace stock and domestic supplies, essential supplies, in the event that we need to take them for firefighting. The level 2 incident management teams will be out, the rosters will be out by the 1st of December. What that is a group of regional personnel, staff and volunteers with specialist skills. Operational skills, incident management skills, weather trailer, ground observing aircraft. Those people are a pool of trained volunteers and staff who can come out and assist the brigade and groups to manage an incident, and will be deployed in the event they're required or you request them. So again, I stress they are there in support of the local brigade and group. You will also notice over the last couple of days a change in the time and format of the way we're paging the weather. We had a discussion at the Regional Planning Committee, your group officers and group comms officers and association delegates, last Thursday night, and we talked about the old way we used to page the weather was at 5 o'clock. So the information you got was for the next high fire danger period, which was the following afternoon, a bit dated. Also, we didn't feel that it gave you adequate planning time for the next day. So paging it out at 12 o'clock noon, we get the 10:45 and 11 o'clock Bureau updates, so the information for that afternoon is current. Also, we're paging out the next day's fire danger period information, fire danger indexes, etc., and that gives you a nice forward window to plan your next day. It's a trial. We'll trial it till the 7th of December and see how we go. 7th of December, what is that? Regional Ops Forum on a Sunday at Murdoch House, Wangaratta. Note the change in venue from the auditorium last year. Target audience will be captains and one other delegate from the brigades, all group personnel, remote operators, association, or urban and rural association delegates. What we want to do there is the same format as last year, which was very successful. Short, sharp 15 to 20 minute sessions on topics of relevance. We'll have some guest speakers in. We'll have the opportunity for you to ask questions back, and at the end of the day have an open forum with myself and the other regional personnel. We will then go back to the Wangaratta Fire Station for a barbecue lunch by our Region 23 catering team. Okay, so again, I'll send some pager messages out prior to that event just to remind people. 7th of December, about a 9 o'clock start, Murdoch House, Wangaratta. Over the last 3 to 5 years, we've changed the structure of our firefighting fleet in Region 23. That's been due to some great brigade purchases and also some government and CFA initiatives such as CSESP. Just on that note, congratulations Browns Plains. They was a successful applicant for CSCSP funding for their slip-on in this last round. Again, back to the vehicles. When you have a fire incident, before you used to request a strike team. Now you have the opportunity to be a bit more specific. Think about the type of strike team you want. Do you have a necessity for a job in some tight forested areas where maybe some 1200 litre or slip-on units coming in would be a better benefit than a 3.4D tanker, 3000 litre tanker. Alternatively, if you have some issues regarding protection of a township, the 3.4Cs, big motherships, crew cabin, BA, 3,750 litres, big pumps, they may be more suitable. So you can request the type of vehicles you want, or simply request the job you want done, and we'll suggest the configuration of that strike team. A great move forward in the way we do business. Moving on to aircraft. As I said, Helitac 332 on standby from today, Benalla 15-minute response time. What I ask for you for helicopters is a couple of things, and all aircraft. They are a great resource. Deploy them early, knock down the head of the fire, knock down the hot spots. But if you call them early and you find that you don't need them because the ground troops have nailed it, etc., don't continue them on just for the sake of continuing them on. Turn them around, put them back on the ground, ready to go again. We have finite pilot time and we don't want to waste it. In addition, when it's on the job, once they've done the knockdown and hit the hot spots, don't use them to heli mop, so the mopping up opportunity. That needs to be done by ground crews. It's dangerous for the pilot and the aircraft, it's dangerous for ground crews, and it's not effective. So get them home. Lastly, I want to share with you a message the Chief Officer shared with operations managers at a recent conference. He likened this fire season and fire seasons to come to the Tour de France, the bike race. And what does he mean by that? Well, he said the Tour de France is a long haul, tough event. That's our fire seasons. The people who go hard early and sprint and use up all their energy don't make it through the race. Sometimes we need other people, other team members, to carry the load. Sometimes our gun sprinter, the Lance Armstrongs, take the lead and sprint for a little while. But the real winners are the people who are still racing at the end of the race and have got something left in the tank. And in March, April, at the end of a fire season, which we know will probably be a tough one, we need to have something left in the tank. Stay safe. Keep an eye out for some of the publications that are coming out in Brigade magazine, in some DVDs, operational updates, and on seatbelt videos coming to brigades. Get your hands on them and stay safe during the fire season. As normal, if you've got some feedback, admin.r23@cfa.vic.gov.au, or just pick up the phone and call me. Thanks for your time.